One of my favorite parts of minimalism is the sense of control it gives me over my space. In many cases, I've found that less is more, but I know there's a certain point where that is no longer true, and I wanted to see if I could find that point. Now, I've been a minimalist for the last 10 years, and the specific number of things that I own has never been important to me. However, in pursuit of trying to answer this question, I wanted to see if I could get by with living with less than 100 items for a week. I live in a home, I have a wife, we have a dog. I'm not going to completely get rid of everything just so I can do this experiment for a week. So I wanted to walk you through some of the methodology I used, the list of items that I used, and some takeaways from this week. To get started in this process, I sat down and made a spreadsheet of all the things that I thought would be essentials for me to live for a week in my own house. And this list came to 92 items just off the top of my head. So I knew this was going to be tricky because I knew I had forgotten some things that I would inevitably want or need to use during the week. As I was making this list, I realized I needed to create some ground rules about what counted as a thing and what counted as using a thing. Is a pair of socks one item or two? What about a hard drive and its cable? Also, what counts as using an item? If I use the shower, does that count as using the shower curtain? And then what about the shower curtain rings? If the edge of the couch is in the background of one of my videos, does that count as using it as an item? I'm using it as a prop, or do I need to actually sit on it? So for this experiment, I'm going to pretend that I just moved into this house that came with basic appliances and nothing else. If I physically interact with something, that means I used it. I'm also including expendables in this, but not food. So things like soap, deodorant, and that kind of thing.
Using this same logic, a pair of socks is one item. You use them together. A hard drive and its cable need to be used together, so that's one item. My AirPods and their case are one item, but my keys are individual items. Here's the initial list that I came up with.
I broke these down into a variety of different categories. My 92 items were split up into 20 work items, 9 household items, 12 pieces of furniture, 11 personal care items, 20 pieces of clothing, 2 miscellaneous items. This was my car and the ice scraper that sits in my car for the windshield, 10 kitchen items, and 8 personal items. I was debating if I should list everything in this video, and then I decided yes. Yes, I should. That's what you signed up for. So here goes. For work items, my items ended up being the Sony a7S III with a battery, a memory card. This is the light I use to film my A-roll. This is the light modifier I use. 2 C-stands, these are fancy light stands. An audio recorder, microphone, a cable to attach the microphone to the recorder, a boom pole to put the microphone on, a mic holder to hold the microphone on the boom pole, a boom pole holder to hold the boom pole on the C-stand, an SD card for the audio recorder, a solid state hard drive to edit off of, MacBook Pro and the charger, reference headphones to edit with, a USB-C cable to charge things with, and a tripod to put my camera on. All of this stuff belongs to my production company, and most of it is geared towards doing client projects rather than filming YouTube videos. But I'm not going to replace what I have just because I'm filming YouTube videos. This stuff is high quality and works great. For personal items, I had my trusty water bottle, my iPhone 11, Apple Watch Series 7, AirPods Pro, iPhone charger, Apple Watch charger, my driver's license, and a charging brick to charge my devices. I kept the rest of the cards that would normally be in my wallet just on my phone and slid my license into the back of my phone case. For personal care, I had deodorant, face moisturizer, face wash, hair product, toothpaste, toothbrush, my Theragun, foam roller, bathroom soap dispenser, kitchen soap dispenser for dish soap, and a bar of shower soap.
For furniture items, I included the bed frame, mattress, sheets, duvet, 2 pillows, my desk, the kitchen table, the kitchen chair, the desk lamp, and a coaster on my desk for my water bottle. For kitchen items, I had a large plate, a large bowl, fork, knife, and spoon, a chef's knife, a cutting board, 1 pan, 1 spatula, and 2 food storage containers with their lids.
For clothes, I did my Lululemon pants, a pair of athletic shorts, a pair of joggers, a black sweatshirt, a pair of boots, my winter boots, gym shoes, 2 black t-shirts, 3 pairs of socks, and 1 pair of wool socks, 4 pairs of boxers, winter jacket, a winter hat, and mittens. For household items, I included a vacuum, all-purpose cleaning spray, toilet bowl cleaner, toilet paper, a garbage can and garbage bag, paper towels, and dish soap.
All of this stuff almost got me through the week, but I did end up missing a few items along the way. I'll get to those in a second. Day 1 of this experiment was a Monday.
So I was just doing dishes and now the sink won't drain, so now I need to use something else to solve this.
Item number 93, a drain snake.
That didn't work. So I did what any smart person would do, and hey, what are the chances you want to help me unclog a drain? In hindsight, I suppose this is what someone would do if they had a very limited amount of tools, is rely on neighbors or friends or family of, hey, do you have this? Can I borrow this? I think the limiting factor here is this should be a mutually beneficial relationship. So if I have a ladder, my neighbor needs to borrow it, well, that's great, but that's another item I own. If I only have 100 things, I probably don't have room to own a ladder. In the end, we ended up needing to call a plumber anyways. I feel like this is the argument for keeping around some just-in-case items, or I've heard them called just for when items versus just in case items. And I think that's more accurate. Just for when, I have a toolbox in the basement that allows me to repair things around the house.
There were a few other items I forgot on that first day. I went to get in my car and realized that I didn't include my car key or my house key. Item number 94 and 95. I sat down to record a video and realized I'd forgotten to include the lens for my camera. Number 96. I also realized I forgot the battery for the audio recorder. Number 97. I got in the shower that night and realized I'd forgotten to include the shower curtain and my bath towel. Item number 98 and 99. And then I got out of the shower and realized I'd forgotten floss. Item number 100.
I was very curious if this experiment would make me appreciate the things I had more or make me realize that I needed less things. And at the end of the day, it made me appreciate some of the things I have quite a bit more. To be honest, there were some kind of stupid things I had to do to make this work.
One of those was using a kitchen chair instead of an office chair without a standing desk. My back definitely hurt after this week. Another one was using 1 set of dishes and 1 set of silverware. This just made the logistics of eating unnecessarily complicated. Another one was honestly editing on my laptop. I was 20 to 30% slower without the screen real estate of the screens behind me and without my mouse and keyboard, which forced me to work more hours this week rather than doing the other important things in my life that I want to do.
Another thing is I couldn't have done this experiment on a week that I had a client shoot. I show up to set with a ton of different items to be able to cover any needs I might run into on set. I purchased this equipment over years to allow me to not have to rent and take home a larger portion of the profits. So I could have rented if I'd had a shoot, but it would have cost me a lot more out of pocket and been a lot more of a pain rather than just bringing my own equipment. Another thing, my main hobby is disc golf. This didn't include that main hobby, and honestly, I feel pretty lost without this thing to escape to from time to time. Now it is winter here, and so the week I was doing this experiment, there was 5 to 6 inches of snow on the ground, which makes playing disc golf not that enjoyable. But if this were summer, I would feel pretty lost without the ability to pursue my main hobby. So honestly, yeah, this gave me a greater appreciation for the things I have. Some of these things bring comfort and add a lot of value to my life, rather than taking away from my life to fit into some arbitrary box of minimalism. So, could I live with less than 100 items? Yes, I could. Do I want to live with less than 100 items? No, my quality of life would be lower, and this is past that point where less but better becomes true. At least for me right now, in my current stage of life.
I wanted to leave you with a quote. This is from Dwayne Elgin in his book, Voluntary Simplicity. The intention of voluntary simplicity is not to dogmatically live with less. It's a more demanding intention of living with balance. This is a middle way that moves between the extremes of poverty and indulgence.